Hi, I'm Marie, back with another video. It's 7:37 p.m. It is March 21st. I believe it's Tuesday evening. Let me make sure. I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, it is Tuesday. I'm pretty confident to say that it's Tuesday. So I decided to just make this little video really quick because like yesterday I was thinking about what happened. And I tried making a video yesterday, but it was just, the video was really choppy because there was so many different elements being put into this puzzle, and I know people think, well, gosh, get over it. And I will say, there are days where I have good days and then there are days where I have bad days, which is, kind of normal, especially when I feel like I experienced something that was very disturbing, mentally disturbing for many reasons, which I will go into later. But so this video is called Free in All 50 States. Now, I know that I was illegally blacklisted by a group of people, and I'm going to talk about the group of people that were associated with me. And I think it's important because this is the last time I want to address these people. Because obviously it has left me in a state of trauma that people would be so blind to participate in something that is just outright should be obvious, but anyway, I was thinking yesterday about, how screwed up, I was, and how, basically these people have affected my ability, my future. And, I've made over 1,000 videos talking about, in the beginning, I started trying to put pieces together because I wasn't sure what exactly happened after I left the farmer's place. And I'm referring to Murray Family Farms, okay? I'm just going to come out and say it. I know I do believe in confidentiality, but I signed a confidentiality contract with this particular person, and they obviously did not uphold it. The person who was going around acting like she was giving me job opportunities, her name is Selena Bruce. And when I first met her, her name was, it was a common name. I keep thinking Jones, but I think it was actually Smith. Yeah, it was Smith because there was another girl who worked with us who had the same last name. And I do remember there was a little conversation about that. So yeah, okay, that was her name. So she got married, and I thought, when I first met her, I thought she was a very nice little girl, like a sweet girl next door. She would wear her hair in ponytails, like little ribbons and stuff. And I kept thinking, she's just like a really nice girl, And so, I started working there in 2009. And I had basically moved back to Bakersfield after living in the Antelope Valley, because that's where I was actually from. Well, I started experiencing a lot of workplace mobbings in Chatsworth because I'm a victim of domestic stalking, okay? And I have been a victim of domestic stalking for very many years. And a lot of people don't put two and two together about, how to identify stalking. And I've talked about this in my videos. And in fact, I might even attach a few of my videos to this particular video because it's important that people become educated on this. But anyway, the girl who I worked with, Selena Bruce, like I say, I don't know her very well, but I know that like around 2010, after I brought my husband to my ex-husband to the Christmas party, her behavior started changing. As a matter of fact, I sometimes suspected her of launching like little fucking hate campaigns against me in the workplace. And so, these things would go off and on and off and on, and her behavior to me like literally changed overnight, right? And I couldn't figure it out. Now looking back, I put things together after looking at all the videos that I made. I put things together that I believe that this particular girl had some sort of romantic link with my ex-husband at the time while I was working at the farmer's place. And I think she felt in competition with me mainly because of the racial issue. I believe this girl is, she's half white. And oftentimes when you're working among white people, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to be out there. I'm going to be telling the truth. White people would pit black people against each other. This is something they have always done. So I think she felt this encouraged her to have some sort of competition with me. I never encouraged competition with a girl that much younger than me. That doesn't make sense, right? And so the only thing that I could understand why they would be comparing an older woman with a younger woman is if you're basing it on race. And I do know there was a lot of inappropriate things that the owner would say, okay, because he's really ignorant and really he should have been sued, but let's not even go there, okay? So anyway, she, I suspect she had a relationship with my ex-husband. And so they got together, and I think they're very weak-minded. Like I know that my ex-husband belonged to a religion. His family was religion, belonged to a Christian sect or denomination that I wasn't really didn't understand very well. But and I never converted to that religion. And I do know that this particular girl, Selena, was very impressionable. And I do believe that she and my ex-husband somehow got together and started trafficking me. And so trafficking me. I know that a lot of my work at my the place where we worked together. A lot of my jobs, my things that I accomplished were sabotaged. And so basically, to put a long story short, I do suspect that maybe they have been manipulating my employment, and they basically were a part of the whole reason why I was not able to move to find other jobs when I needed to find other jobs. And I know that I really think that the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I don't want to have any sort of interaction or relationship with these people. And I will name all their names, okay? Because it's really important for me to get this off my chest. I don't want to have a relationship, a friendship relationship. I'm not interested in mending fences, okay? This is a serious issue. That's something that happened, okay? When you limit the freedom of another human being, you have basically destroyed their life. That means that you felt as though it was your responsibility, your right, to block me from employment, to try to tell me how to get a job. I don't need your instructions, especially as absurd as the instructions are. I believe that Selena Bruce not only had a relationship with my ex-husband, but she also had a relationship with one of the boys I had a crush on in high school many, many years ago. And so she has this, I don't know, like this mental illness, like, kind of like that movie, Single White Female, where the roommate admires and basically worships and wants to be her roommate so bad that she starts to try to put herself in spaces and situations that her idolized friend belongs in, so she'll date the people that they used to know, or she'll want to be friends with the people that you're friends with. They might even start trying to dress like you, talk like you, whatever. I don't know, but I do get the feeling that there is some sort of strange warped feeling from this particular person. She is an invader. I never invited her into my life. Okay. I have been divorced for over 3 years legally. I am legally divorced. And I do think maybe they might belong to some sort of polygamist, or they might claim to be. I'm very intuitive and I'm very psychic. So some of this I'm just trying to put the pieces together. And I think some of this is very true. Okay, just based off of the weird things that have happened. I do believe that they might practice polygamy. Now, I know that in the past, I've studied different religions and stuff. I have never considered being in a polygamous family. But I do remember watching shows like Big Love and stuff. And I don't watch TV a lot, but I've always had an interest in religion. And I remember when I was growing up, I knew a few people who were members of the Church of Latter-day Saints. Now, these were like a part of the modern sect of the Church of Latter-day Saints. So they didn't practice polygamy, okay? But I know the original foundation of Mormonism was based on polygamy. And so I remember when I was young, I got a copy of the Book of Mormon. So I did have an interest in studying about Mormonism. I've always had an interest in religion because, I'm a very spiritual person. So I've always explored things. So I don't have any hatred towards polygamists. I don't believe that. I believe this is what they choose to do. I do know that there's certain illegal issues that come up when you talk about polygamy. Okay. I don't want it. I don't desire it. I don't think it's a good idea for two women to be living in the same household. But you know what? If I had neighbors who were polygamist, I would be respectful towards them. But what I don't appreciate is people who are polygamous trying to traffic me and or trying to make me a part of their religious sect, or trying to claim to be my family member or something along those lines. I'm not comfortable with that. Okay, it is a religious issue if you are trying to force me to adhere to the tenets of your religion, and I have the right to believe what I want to believe. I also have the right to live where I want to live. There were times where I looked for work when I was living in the Antelope Valley. I needed a job. And sometimes you have to work in the Los Angeles area if you live in the Antelope Valley, which means that you have to commute, okay? But whatever the case is, I have the right to look for work when I want to look for work. And I know that there's been rumors saying, oh, well, she's getting back together with her husband. The very fact, I will tell you, the whole issue of me getting divorced from my husband and then being trafficked and being stalked, this is a case of domestic stalking. It is very serious. When I was let go from my position over at the Valley Manufactured Homes place, yes, I'm going to throw out names in this situation because I'm serious about this. Okay, I'm serious. These people should have been sued. Okay, when I made it very clear that I was a victim of stalking, I was terminated from my position. Okay, and I know when people who are dealing with domestic stalking, they're embarrassed to talk about it or bring it up because they don't get the understanding. A lot of people on the outside, they think, oh, well, maybe if they thought this was a polygamous issue, some people don't see anything wrong with polygamy. I see something wrong with it if I have already made it very clear that I want nothing to do with it. I also find it very terrifying to me knowing that there is a man that I chose to divorce, okay, based on my being uncomfortable with him having anything to do with my employment. Also knowing that he had an incestuous relationship with his mother. Okay, and I don't believe in incest, okay? And so I look at these people as morally depraved, okay? They're no different to me than people who molest children. Okay, and some people say, well, no, that's not true. He's an adult. I'm sorry, but I think it's a little weird to adopt a kid and then all of a sudden just look at him with a different, in a different way and say, oh, you know what, I used to adore you, tuck you in bed, play ball with you and all this other stuff. But suddenly I look at you as like a sex object. To me, that must have been in place from the get-go. I'm not comfortable with it. So I'm trying to run like hell, break free from these weirdos. I don't appreciate it. Okay, I don't like being confronted with it. It's disturbing to me that somebody would want to grasp onto me. These people, to me, are by definition of the law, criminals. Okay, is basically what they are. And then you have people who participate in this form of trafficking. It's wrong. Okay, I've been legally divorced since 2018. Okay, I do know that the girl from Murray Family Farms may have falsely misrepresented herself, stating that she had some sort of legal right over me. This is a big issue, and this is one of the reasons why many people get deceived in this. And here's the truth. Selena was not in any way in a position of authority within the company, okay? Actually, she reported to me. She just had a relationship with my ex-husband, and then people thought, well, she worked with this person, so therefore she must have some sort of right. No, she doesn't. I will tell you, legally, even if it was Steve Murray himself who wanted to put in a system of trafficking towards me, he doesn't have the right to do that, even as a business owner. No one has the right to traffic another person. I am no longer an employee of that company. Now, Selena was jealous because obviously I left my husband. She wanted to I think she wanted to drag me into a love triangle that I am not interested. I personally think if a man shows interest in another woman, then they need to be together. They should be together for however long it's meant to last, okay? But when people abuse you, to forgive them for something that to me is that severe, number one, you had no right to ever have any hand in my employment. I never asked anybody to help me find a job other than like a temporary agency or contact an employer myself. No one has the legal right to obstruct that. Okay. And then, for somebody, so do you honestly think it's logical to forgive somebody who And I'm not just talking about this Selena girl or my ex-husband or his family that I don't really know very well, and I'm not comfortable with their presence either. I'm talking about my own blood relations and the people that I used to know who are associated with it. Okay, what you try to deny me is my freedom of moving where I want, my freedom of peace of mind, my denying me my freedom of being my individual self. You try to force your religion on me. You try to force a marital situation on me, which I had no interest in doing. I was terrified and I wanted to get the fuck away. You are wanting to force me to be among people that are basically murderous. I believe that that little girl, Selena, that looks cute and innocent, is a fucking goddamn murderous person. Okay, and I don't care if she's sorry now. I don't care if she realized what she did, okay? All I know is what she did. And there's no excuse for what she did, okay? So I don't forgive these people. I am not interested in mending fences. Okay, there's a lot of people who don't understand narcissism. And it's very serious, okay? These people have always tried to, when they are trying to be nice or trying to make up for something, they always have some sort of knife in the back, knife in it, like a little twisting the knife type thing. And I understand that these people have some sort of malicious intent towards me, okay? And whether they're sorry or they're not, I don't care. All I'm just saying is I choose to be away from these people. I don't want them as my friends. I do not want to forgive them. I don't want to have anything to do with these people. They're criminals, okay? I am not comfortable with who they are and what they are. Okay, and when you say that and somebody keeps charging at you, you got what it takes to be a goddamn rapist. I said, leave me alone. I'm not comfortable with it. Okay, and I don't care what religion people practice. People can practice whatever. There are so many religions and doctrines and whatever that are protected. You know, here in the United States, we have the right to believe what you want to believe. If you want to practice polygamy, the only thing that makes polygamy illegal is the fact that some polygamists, okay, will take on legally 2 wives. Okay, that means they might get an official certificate saying, okay, this is one of my legal wives, and I'm going to marry another person under the legal system and get another state issued license to be married or whatever. Okay, then that's when it becomes illegal. But there's a lot of people who get married and then they have I guess girlfriends and they become your sister wives and they live in this polygamous manner. That's your choice, okay? But I would never want that. Okay, and I don't like people trying to, force their ideas on me, especially when I don't want to be friends with these people. Okay, I'm not looking at what you guys have. I'm not jealous. I'm not envious. I don't care. I'm not crying that, Selena is probably with my ex-husband or maybe she's with the guy from high school or whatever. I'm not interested in playing games. Okay, I know that I'm a 50-year-old woman, okay, who has wasted time with this whole Murray Family Farms debacle that I didn't deserve to be brought into. And yes, it's all your fucking fault. I will never, ever take one bit of responsibility for what happened to me. Not one. Okay, I refuse. Okay, what I have been swept up in is a love triangle that I didn't ask to be a part of. Okay, that is one of the issues. It's also an issue of, I know I might have issues with my ex-family, my blood relations, and all this other stuff, okay? But I'm not going to take responsibility for what happened to me and that's not me shucking the blame or saying whatever. It's basically the truth. Okay. You came into my workplace, you caused all these problems, and this girl, she's in my space, she's going around talking to people, telling them that she's some sort of representative. She's got some legal rights for me. She may even be saying that she's my family or something. This girl's nothing to me. Okay, and in fact, I would prefer if somebody calls and reports her and throw her goddamn ass in jail and leave me alone for the rest of my goddamn life. Period. Okay, and as far as I'm concerned, Steve Murray should have been sued for every goddamn thing he had. That should be Gordon Family Farms right there that you see on fucking Beals Avenue or whatever that street is. It should be fucking mine, okay? And I deserve compensation. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And I could have been on my way without your bullshit. I don't have to sit here and adhere to any of your ideas and your thoughts. They were all selfishly motivated, okay? Obviously, fat Selena is jealous of this 50-year-old woman because she's afraid that I'm going to go back to my ex-husband. I wouldn't want somebody who does what he did, okay? This man should be in jail for what he did. That's no different than keeping a woman down in the basement and fucking tormenting her, okay? It's sick and it's twisted. It's sick and it's fucking twisted. And this is what causes so much problems when you're dealing with human trafficking and then this whole domestic stalking issue, which I did do a video on domestic stalking. I will put it in the description box. Hopefully I won't forget, because I don't have all my organizational tools right now. Because usually, like when I make a video, I start like writing notes and stuff. At least try to do that, right? I'm doing this on my little Kindle, okay? But I might add, I can do the rest, do some editing on my laptop. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, this is what's happened, okay? And, you know, you've tried to deny me my freedom, okay? And by telling people, oh, you know, I'm getting back together with somebody. I'm not getting back together with anybody. Okay, I'm not forgiving the people who put me in this situation. Especially, you have when you choose to forgive, you have to really think about the whole situation, the whole story, what happened, and try to figure out, is there a reason why you should excuse this person's behavior? Okay, there is no excuse for a person to feel like they have the right to make life decisions for you based on who you're married to, what kind of religion you're going to have. Are you going to sit here and like change your eating habits to appease some fat bitch who's jealous of you at work? Because that's basically what it is. Okay, and you got my family chiming in, because my family, you know, they were always overweight, and I'm not knocking overweight people. I know it's a struggle. I fully understand that. Okay, but the thing is that we are living in a society where things are like, people have really lost their goddamn minds. I mean, I know that, you know, the world has always been warped. It has always been warped. It has never been good. It has never been kind. It has always been evil, okay? But, you know, you get these people who, like in the workplace, in my situation, right? Like this girl from work who wants to invade my life, and then they use these like blacklisting campaigns, and then they start, you know, getting involved with other people in the community and spreading rumors and creating a narrative or whatever. And you can put someone's life in danger. This is a federal offense. It's a federal crime that these people committed. And I personally want their asses in jail. Leave me the fuck alone. Okay, and I would never appreciate somebody or wanting to grin up and try to be friends in my face, knowing good and well you've assisted these motherfuckers. Okay, and that's how I feel. And so when you are in a traffic situation, they try to involve everyone around you. That's why, like, you know, you have to be very careful about who you associate with, because oftentimes when you are traffic targeted, they bring your neighbors into it. I know I had some neighbors who said stupid things to me before because they were trying to get information from me because they're being nosy. Okay, first of all, my ex-husband has no right to inquire anything about me. I'm divorced legally since 2018. Okay. Now, I would like to know why a community would assist a woman who basically, why would they try to paint me out to be the bad person when I was married to Joel in 2003, and I legally divorced him in 2018. Okay. Before that, I lived with him for 2 years. Okay. So we started living together in 2001, got married in 2003. Okay. And then I left him because he was being stupid. And then I moved to the Antelope Valley. And then, you know, I came back, and then he said he was a changed person. So I got back together with him and blah, 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 blah. And then all this bullshit happened over at the Murray Family Farms place. Okay. So from what I understand, you know, she's the one who invaded my marriage. So why is it that everybody thought, you know, she was somebody who's supposed to be listened to? That I was, you know, somehow her shit was credible. She's just a fucking goddamn liar, is what she is. She's not my fucking friend. I never asked her for anything. Her ass should fucking be in jail. As well as my ex-husband and his fucking family. I don't want anything to do with these people. Okay? And it's as simple as that. You know? I don't want, and I get tired of people like, you know, because they know that I'm by myself. And they're always trying to like convert me, you know, into this idea of, you know, settle down and get married. I'm not interested in that. And I know people think, oh, you're just saying that because you feel alone. If I wanted a man, I would go out and get one. It's not that difficult. It really isn't. Okay? And I think my ex-husband or his family's like, well, I want to keep her married. I don't know why they want to keep me married. And if they're sitting there telling people that I'm going, that they're, you know, that I'm going to get back together with him, you're fucking lying. I'm never going to I'm trying to run the fuck away from everyone that I ever knew who ever assisted with this bullshit. Whoever thought that it was okay, it's not okay. And I'm going to speak for other women who probably don't even realize what's going on with them. There's a lot of women in homeless shelters because they are victims of domestic stalking, which other people fail to acknowledge. Okay, and I know, you know, we live in a community, especially we live here in a close community. What I mean by that is like I can go to other sides of town and mention somebody's name and they're like, hey, I know that person. People know each other in this community, okay? And sometimes, you know, in my video that I made about stalking in the workplace, I talk about how, you know, 79% of the time, your stalkers use workplace resources to get access to you, to, you know, whatever. And it makes sense because you're there all goddamn day, right? Well, sometimes when, like, for example, when I worked over at the manufacturer's home and all the other places that I probably worked, these people were friends with these people. And I wonder, how is it that you can support the abuse of a woman? How is it that you can sit there and think that this is okay? What lie did they tell you to make you think that these people were believable? Because I will tell you, if they told you the truth, that, you know, she was just a jealous bitch who broke up my marriage, who fucking, you know, made up this religious excuse or whatever. I'm trying to figure out what lie did these people tell to make people think that this was an illegal thing, or that it was legitimate, or it should have been done. Now, I know, like, a lot of families arrange people's jobs, but usually it's something that's done, like, right out in the open. Okay, because, like, you know, for example, you have this uncle, and he has friends who own, like, a company or whatever. And so he's like, hey, you know, my niece, she's just came into town. She's looking for a job. I'm going to help her get her job. And he tells her, hey, you know what? I want you to go visit Freddie this afternoon. Talk to him about what you learned and everything, and you can go help him out. Okay, it's all okay. But when people do things like behind the scenes and it's supposed to be hush hush, this should be something that you need to pay attention to. Okay, why is this hush hush? Why is it not okay for her to know that this person helped put this person into the company? That's a red sign. That's a sign right there. This person's being trafficked. Okay, especially when you're being trafficked for issues that you have every fucking goddamn right to do. You know what I mean? Or if they're trying to traffic you because, number one, they don't want you marrying somebody. Okay, I will tell you this. I have no interest in getting married. That is not because, I'm not saying that because I feel like I can't get anybody or anything like that. I don't have the same views that most people have. And I try to live very quietly with my views, which I have a right to. I have the right to have my views. I have the right to believe that, you know, the painting on my wall, you know, could, like, transport me into another dimension. Obviously, it doesn't. But I have the right to believe that if I want to. Okay, but I don't personally, I've experienced being married. I've seen other people get married, and I personally don't want it for myself, okay? And some people who don't give up on love, okay, but what people are asking me to do is they want me to engage in pointless sex. I'm not interested in that. And no, I'm not interested in emotional bonds either at this point in my life. What I'm interested in my life is I want to expand myself spiritually even more. Yes, I'm a very spiritual person. And I keep telling myself, like, when I go out for walks or when I'm out, like, in the open, I'm like, you know what? This is everything that I care about. This is right here. This is what I care about. I care about these things. Okay? And everything that I choose to have in my life, I care about. And the things that I don't want in my life, I have the right to purge. And I have the right to purge people who abuse me. Okay? And any more continuation of this following around, this bullshit, you're fucking stalking me. Get the fuck away from me. Okay, I'm not comfortable with it. I'm not comfortable with an incestuous family, which I do not approve of, coming close to me, telling people that, well, I'm going to get back together, or I don't want to be associated with a family like that. And I'm not trying to offend people who believe in incest. People can believe in whatever they want to. If you're a consenting adult and you want to have, be incestuous, you have the right to. Legally, you can, okay? But I don't like the origins of it when I think about it all. I don't like people who think that I have to justify what I want to do with my own life to anyone. That's one thing you do not ever tell. You have no right to ever tell me how to live my life. And you do not have the right to tell me who I can see, who I can be friends with, what I'm supposed to. No, you don't do that. Okay, and I think it's a selfish thing for that's another issue when people are basically trying to prevent you from moving on with your life. They want to choose who your friends are. They want to choose if you're going to be in a romantic relationship, or they're trying to choose whether you can have one or not. You are trying to deprive me of living my life. Fuck you. Okay? I already knew from the very get-go I had to take care of my own needs. I knew when I was getting older, I knew if I needed to retire, the only way I was going to do it was through my own hands. Even when I was married to my ex-husband, okay, I knew that he didn't make enough money to make sure that we retired. So I thought, you know what? I know this is in my hands. Always knew that. And ever since I've been working, I have been trying to look for jobs where I felt like there was opportunity. And these people, each and every time, were in my fucking way, thinking that they can put rules in place and that all this other, well, you had no right to be involved in the first place. You had no fucking right. And how is it that some people could be so fucking goddamn dumb to believe that you did? That's my point, and so I'm very upset about that. So I was pissed off because, as I get older, who's to say what would happen? I like where I'm working right now and I'm very content there, okay? But what would happen if the owners decided to sell the company and move to Miami, okay? What would happen to me then? So I need to think about other issues. If something was to happen, what is my plan B? What's going to happen to me? And that's what everybody should be thinking. And I've always thought that way. I didn't know I had a bunch of fucking jack clowns, coming in, manipulating my life, and then spreading bullshit and putting blocks in my path as I'm trying to exist on this earth. That's the main reason why they should be in jail. You had no right to try to blacklist me. You had no right to do this. I'm telling you in this video is I expect to be free in every goddamn state here in the United States. Okay, that means if I choose to one day move to Pennsylvania, I don't want to fucking have to deal with this bullshit ever again. I remember getting a call from somebody who lived in Canada. This bullshit got spread around. I am not the bad person in this situation. I wasn't bad from the get-go. There is nothing wrong with a woman who takes pride in her appearance. You're supposed to. I don't respect people who don't take pride in their appearance. I don't. You know what I mean? I don't think it's something I don't respect. I respect people who take care of themselves. Okay, I understand we all go through periods and cycles where, sometimes we get a little roughed up or whatever, but it should always, in the back of my mind, it's a spiritual principle to pick my shit up and keep moving. Okay, I don't. So it has nothing to do with me trying to attract the attention of the opposite sex or whatever. So why does this girl from Murray Family Farms care about what I look like, other than she feels some sort of competition? I'm not interested in your competition. I don't want to have any fucking love quarrels or anything like that. Or if she spun some sort of lie and said that she was in love with me or something bullshit, or maybe she said that I was a part of her polygamous family, I will tell you, I would not be that way. If I was going to be forced into a relationship with a sister wife that I'm supposed to be intimate with, I'm going to tell you what, she better be fucking goddamn beautiful. Okay? And I'm not a dyke, okay? But I will tell you what, if I'm going to be stuck in a situation, you better fucking be goddamn gorgeous. Okay? I'm not interested in that damn little girl. And I really am offended by this whole thing. And I am disturbed by it because it has put a limit on my life and the quality of my life. I deserve compensation for what you did. Okay? As far as I'm concerned, you should be placed in front of a firing squad. You had no fucking right to touch anything. Even the farmer himself had no fucking right to do with this, what happened to me. He had no fucking right. When you leave a person's place of employment, they serve as a reference. Okay, confidentiality should be the most. I know it seems hard, and people roll their eyes. Well, that's ridiculous. That's not realistic. Yes, it is fucking realistic. Okay, because what you do as somebody in a position like that, or somebody who claims to have a position like that, is that you have the power and the ability to kill a person if you really wanted to. There are people who get ostracized all the time because of these little administration blacklisting and what do you call it? These, what I consider to be brainwashing. How I still do not understand how someone could be so dumb to think that there was any sort of legitimacy as to what these people were saying. I am not Mormon. I am not polygamous. I am not somebody who wants to go and get involved with a love triangle. I'm not attracted to that girl. I'm not even friends with that girl. We're not friends. Okay? Nor will we ever be friends. And if she said, hey, I'm sorry for stalking you since you left Murray Family Farms in 2013. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to tell her you go fuck yourself. Because you wasted too many of my years. And not only that, you put it in situations where you have limited my options in life. Okay, so what am I supposed to do 10 years from now? You know what I mean? Did you think about that? Oh, that was your solution was I was supposed to get married. Well, I don't have a fucking support system. Okay, I don't have a support system. My fucking family just fucking hated my ass, okay? They fucking hated my ass. So I'm done with them. I went over there. They had every picture that I ever had in their house. They threw it away. I already talked about this in one of my videos because my family was a part of this trafficking issue. I don't know why they thought that I would even be interested with that girl or why they would even support that girl in her endeavor to destroy my fucking career opportunities. Unless, of course, my family has always been jealous of me. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I'm getting a little too emotional in this. I'm not making a lot of sense because I'm just like, ugh. But I'm so angry about what happened to me. And I'm angry about it, and I have every right to. Because my future is, in question because of what these people did. You know what I mean? And as far as I'm concerned, they deserve the death penalty. You know what I mean? And I don't want to hear about them being sorry because you're not sorry. You know what I mean? You basically wanted and only cared about me when I was bending. If you could bend me to your will, is basically what you want. And I don't want to live your life. I don't want to associate with you. I don't want to know you. I don't want to have anything to do with people who practice fucking incest or they're fucking child molesters or any of that shit. I'm fucking terrified if you stay the fuck away from me. Okay, that girl from work, I don't want anything to do with you. You have caused way too many problems. You've obviously demonstrated you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay, you're trying to show people that you're better than me, and you have made this, what do you call it? It's almost an obsession that she has. She wants to prove or something. I'm not interested in proving it. But if you want me to prove it, I don't really have to because you've caused this problem. Okay? You've caused this problem. You basically put the wheels of genocide in motion. Okay, and there's a lot of so-called professionals. I see them all the time. Oh, yeah, I'm a fucking human resource professional. Oh, are you really? It's all fucking forms, okay? But do you understand how to really protect people? Do you fucking... See, that's what I'm saying. And that's one of the reasons why it was really uncomfortable for me to tell, my employer when I worked at Valley, whatever that garbage place was, where the dumb bitch should have got, bashed upside the head for being disrespectful. She should have been bashed upside the head. Seriously. And, I'm a very professional person, and I'm very polite. And I know how to, and when I get on my videos, I just let it all hang out. But I know how to respect people, and I do know how to uphold confidentiality. I know the importance of confidentiality because the way I look at it is I see how ignorant people are. Okay, and I do believe that there are certain things that you cannot tell other people because they are not able to handle it. They will either spread it as gossip and tell the wrong people to either make the gossip even more widespread, right? Or they might misuse that information for them to do something distorted with it or whatever. So I'm very careful about what I hear and who I tell, and I don't tell anybody. Shit that people tell me, believe me, I'll take it to my grave. Okay? And it's not because I am very selective about my friends, because I don't want to have to interrupt or intermingle with people who are perps, or the faces of perps, or the extensions of perps. Okay. I personally wish anyway, I'm going on and on about it because I'm getting emotional. Let me just bring it back. Let me just bring it back. I'm angry because I need to face my future. Okay. After all this bullshit and, these ignorant people, getting in my way, spreading all this shit, and then it's trying to act like, I never asked for your help. I never asked for your help. You had no right to do anything. I never wanted anybody involved in my particular goal, in my goals. And I understand sometimes you need help. You need to ask people for help, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. But I never felt as though I had anyone competent enough to know what I needed. You know what I mean? So anyway, I just had to get that rant out. Is there something else I wanted to say and address? I think I expressed how I felt about my ex-husband and his family and my discomfort with them stalking me after I've been legally divorced. Especially after the fact that he had a romantic relationship, and he assisted in sabotaging my career with this dumb bitch. Okay, so it's like, do you honestly think I would go back to somebody like that? Think about it, right? Then if somebody's telling you that, they're lying. I am not interested in any polygamous religions, but at the same time, I'm not somebody who opposes them. I do believe that people have religious freedom, okay? I don't want polygamy for myself. I have no interest in hanging out with a bunch of sister wives or anything like that, But, so that's what it is. And so when it comes to, my personal life, and some people say, well, don't give up on love. I'm sorry, I believe that there is a form of love, but I also do believe that love is a part of the creation process, and it doesn't go any further than that. Okay, and it's a long story, but I have my own views on that, and I'm comfortable with that. So if I was just somebody who wanted to go out and have sex, which that's what most people, they're more concerned about me having a sex life than they are me having my emotional needs, fulfilled. So they're just really obsessed with me wanting to go out and have sex. If I wanted to go out and have sex, it's not that difficult to do if that's what I wanted to do. Okay. I don't really want to do that. You know what I mean? There's nothing in me that's like, hey, I don't want to do that. I don't care. Okay. And after dealing with being gang stalked, you start looking at people in a completely different way. I personally am so, discriminating with people. And I also know that people can cause a lot of damage. And I don't want drama. I don't want drama. What I'm looking for is I want really deep, sincere friendships, particularly with women, and be friends with women. And I want to be selective about my friends. And I have every right to be. And I personally believe that if you're a wise person, you will be selective about your friends too. Okay, and I plan on doing a video about that some other time, as to why we should be picky, why we should be choosy, why there is nothing wrong with having standards. And it's not being stuck up. It's about allowing what you want. What do you accept? What do you want, or what do you accept for your life? Okay, and I remember having people who I tolerated being around me for long periods of time, and these people were basically destructive to me. So I understand, not everybody out there is falling in your face gives a shit about you. Okay, so and so I am a woman who is basically all by themselves. Okay, this so-called support system that I have, to me, is very weak. It's got many flaws in it. I don't like the girl that worked at Murray Family Farms. I fucking hate Steve Murray. He's an asshole. He let this whole thing happen. And then I think about the other people who got involved. I don't consider these people my friends. I don't have my fucking blood relations to fall back on. They've done nothing but bully me all my life. And so I'm all by myself. I'm a woman all by herself. Okay, yes, I do have a son, but then in following the natural order of things, he is a grown man. He needs to live his own life. And I have to think about what's going to happen to me. Okay, I'm going to grow old one day, and eventually I'm going to die. And I would like to die in a somewhat comfortable manner. Okay, I don't want people taking care of me. I don't want to be a burden to anybody. Okay, and I've tried to always take care of my shit. These people tossed my shit up in the air, and they had no regard for what I had to live through or what I had to fucking suffer. And I fucking hate every goddamn single last one of you. I don't care about my mother. I don't care about any of these people. Okay, I'm tired of people who are ignorant. And see, that's my biggest issue is I understand there's a lot of ignorance in this world. And I can go on and on and on, and I don't care if I sound like I'm stuck up or whatever. I hate people who fucking don't think things through. I hate people who want to make people's life decisions for them because they're not able to see, the ins and outs and all these possible things that could happen along the way. Okay, everybody was just having such a good time trying to set me up in fucking fake job interviews and trying to enjoy this whole somewhat bullshit competition that I never wanted to be in with that fat bitch over at Murray Family Farms place. Okay, they were so enjoying this, but they didn't give a fuck about how Maria was going to pay her bills. It was all about, or how she was going to retire or anything like that. It was all about, she needs a man. I don't need a man. And by sitting here bringing this shit up into me and my attention and making a game out of it, you're basically playing my life for sport. We're talking about sexual harassment here. And so many people, they sign these documents. Oh, I know it's sexual harassment. Sexual harassment means exactly what you're doing. Exactly what these people did. Okay? If any employer heard or believed that I was a part of something polygamous or whatever, or they were trying to make me adhere to bend to the will of this particular family for sexual favors or something along those lines, that's sexual harassment. Okay? I am a victim of domestic stalking. Okay? That's what I am. I'm trying to get by. I have experienced a lot of negative shit. And I have never tried to take the easy way out to make somebody pay my way or get myself a sugar daddy or do something that I personally think is degrading. Okay? I've tried to make my own way in this life, okay? And that's what I'm trying to do. Okay? And what I'm trying to do is I'm not trying to ask for handouts. I'm just trying to take care of my shit. Okay? And I'm sorry that, dumb bitch from Murray Family Farms and Steve Murray doesn't care about what I have to deal with for the future, or they weren't thinking about, and obviously these people aren't your fucking friends because they're not thinking about what you need for the future. But I was thinking all along what I needed for the future, and I was begging for my goddamn life, and these people just fucking got even more intense with their fucking harassment campaign. Fuck these people. I want every single last one of them fucking shot down dead. Okay, but obviously there are laws in place and I can't commit murder. Because these people deserve that. Okay, you're terrorized a woman. Okay, for your own fucking entertainment. Fuck you. Okay, I'm a woman who has responsibilities. Okay, I have to make sure that when I die, my shit is, squared away, that I'm not a burden on anybody. Is that too much to fucking ask? Stay the fuck out of my life, okay? That's all I want to say. Stay the fuck out of my life. You go fuck whoever you want. You want the guy from high school, go fuck him. Go fuck Joel. Go fuck his mom. Go fuck all his family. Whatever you do, what you want to do. Leave me the fuck alone. Okay? I don't care about a fucking competition. That competition to me had so many racist elements into it. No, bitch, you're not better than me. Okay? You're not. Okay? But I didn't ever want to even have to prove that. But I am, obviously. Because you sit there and you go through all this just so you can fucking hang out around and be around me all the time. Get the fuck away from me. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. Sorry. This is more emotional than I really want it to be. And the reason why it's emotional is because I get really pissed off when I start thinking about it. Because I am an older person and I have to think about myself. I'm all I fucking have. Okay? And I'm getting tired of people thinking that marriage is the only solution for women. It's not. If anything, you're basically putting her in a worse situation because there's a lot of men who would love for me to move in with them and then suddenly he can start, manipulating my job so where I can't get away from him if he starts beating on me, if he starts doing whatever. And this is exactly the same situation that happened with my ex-husband. He had no fucking right to touch my fucking work. Not one shred. Okay? And I don't forgive that. Okay, and I'm sorry if some people adhere to certain religions where they believe the man, it has a lot of power, a lot of decisions over what goes on in the women. That's your choice to be a part of a religion like that. Okay, but when you break this a work issue, we have the rights, we have religious freedoms. Okay, I have no interest in adhering to a religion where a woman basically gets walked over. Okay, if you want to sign up for that shit, you go right ahead, but you leave me the fuck out of it. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I'll be back with another video some other time later. Take care. Bye-bye.